welcome to your Saturday edition of Wasatch Weekends. Today is May 6th. We just had our mountain close down, so now you can start shifting gears and thinking about getting out there and enjoying your bikes. I'm your host today, Maddie Evans, and I love getting to be here each and every weekend morning, bringing you all of the information about wonderful things taking place in and around our community. Now you can tune into Wasatch Weekends every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday starting at 7 a.m. And like I said, I love getting to be here. Now we've got a great interview that I got to do earlier in the week where we got to sit down with a 4th grade superstar, and we're going to tell you why he's a superstar coming up here in just a little bit. We're going to take a look at that local weather forecast, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we've got more Wasatch Weekends, so stay tuned.
This resort report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
We've got some incredible local athletes, and one of them is Eli, and Eli is a 4th grade superstar, and we're going to have him explain why. Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah.
We're excited to have you here, and we're excited to talk about all of the things that you do because you wear so many different hats for so many different sports. So let's talk about what's in your hand right now.
It's my Naga belt for winning expert class against, how many kids again? That was 5, yeah. This one was 5 kids I beat.
And when you were competing in this to win that incredible belt, what sport were you competing in?
Jiu-jitsu.
And how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
4 years.
And what's your favorite part about it?
Submissions.
And what is a submission for those of us who don't know jiu-jitsu?
For example, this is their arm. You bend it with their leg. If they don't tap, it snaps. If the ref calls it anyways. So they tap and you win.
And you've competed in a lot of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
How many?
I have 200 wins.
You have 200 wins and you're in the 4th grade?
Yeah.
Okay, so like you're probably the coolest 4th grader to just exist.
Probably.
Probably. I mean, that's a safe bet, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's put down the belt for a second and let's highlight what's behind you because you've got some other really big trophies behind you.
Yeah. So, back-to-back Colorado State champion. So I'm the best in the state. Back-to-back.
For what?
Jiu-jitsu, as usual.
As usual. But that's not the only sport that you play in.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
I ski. I took 13th at nationals.
For USSA, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. And what kind of skiing do you do?
Sometimes racing, but I like park.
You like park skiing? What's your favorite part about it?
Probably hit rails. Doing 2s on rails, 2s off rails.
I mean, sounds pretty cool. How long have you been skiing for?
9 years.
9 years. And how old are you?
9.
So you've been skiing your whole life?
Yeah, you got 100 days this year.
Yeah, I got 100 days this year.
Already?
Yeah.
And I heard you're not even done. You're going to go ski when we're done with this interview.
We are. We're going to train.
Yeah.
You're going to go train. And so when you train skiing, where do you like to train? And what tricks do you like to do while you're training?
I train at Copper, and I love doing twos, off rails, and I'm trying to get front four now.
Wow. I can't even take my skis off the ground, and so you're pretty impressive with all the sports that you do. And this isn't even all of them. There's two more.
Yeah,
Motocross.
motocross. I
Mhm.
race motocross, and
Over 50 wins at motocross.
yeah, I have over 50 wins at motocross, and
And what about your BMX life?
it's just getting into the groove of things now. It is.
You know, just starting out, just crushing it at all these sports already. What does
Yeah.
what does it feel like to be a competitive athlete in so many different subjects, from skiing to jiu-jitsu to biking to motocross?
Yeah, it's fun. It just bounces around. It gets me all what's the word again? No.
It gets you all over the place. You do so many
Yeah.
cool things. And let's talk about your schooling, because you do a very special type of schooling, don't you?
Yes. I'm homeschooled.
You're homeschooled, so you can spend a lot of time traveling, because you travel all over the country for all of your incredible competitions, whether it's skiing, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's motocross.
Yeah.
Connections.
And
Yeah, my school's Connections Academy.
They take really good care of you.
They take really good care of me with the schoolwork and everything.
I would imagine, so that you can do all the activities that you know and love. Now, since you've been traveling for all of your sports, what's the favorite place that you've gone to so far?
I'm not gonna lie. I went out to nationals for jiu-jitsu in Florida, PAMS. That was amazing. I love that.
You do? Do you want to go back? The sunshine and the beach?
Yeah, really nice.
I love that you have such a passion for all of these wonderful sports. Now, which one's your favorite?
Already?
Oh,
Okay.
ready.
Uh, skiing. I'm gonna have to go with.
You're gonna have to go with skiing. And now that you're competing in skiing, do you like it more since you get to spend a lot more time out on the mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Even though I already ski every day.
Even though you already ski every day. Now, you have to train for all of these incredible sports that you participate in. So what do you do to train? Do you just get out there and go skiing? Do you do some jiu-jitsu classes?
I do. Well, in jiu-jitsu, I just do tournaments. That's all I do. To be completely honest, I go to a tournament, and that's like training for me.
That's all you do. You don't get ready before the tournaments.
Diet and a great workout regimen.
Yeah. I have a really good diet and a great workout regimen.
And so what's your workout regimen look like? Yeah, show us those muscles. Show us again. Show us the muscles. Yeah.
Probably about the 3,000 push-ups you do over St. Jude right now.
Yeah, I'm doing 3,000 push-ups for St. Jude.
Whoa. How many
Show you.
push-ups have you already done?
500, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to do at least 500 a week.
Wow. That's more push-ups than I've ever done in my whole life.
Yeah, I do 500 every week.
I do 500 every single week.
And you're doing it for St. Jude. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And now you've got a really fun social media presence, which I know your dad probably helps you with. So if people want to follow you on social media so they can see all of the cool things that you're up to, where can they find you?
Eli Rips on Instagram.
On Instagram. And then what other cool things are you going to do? Since ski season is winding down a little bit, where can people see you? Are you going to be out doing motocross? Are you going to be out
I'm
competing?
gonna be out in Cary, Illinois at this one swimming pool place, and I just love doing dump flips off the high dive. So
And are you learning to do these flips into the water so that you can translate that onto your skis?
yeah. I already dumped Freddy off it. I was thinking about doing dump Gator off it, but that would be sketch.
I mean, these are things that like I couldn't even dream of doing, and you're already doing them at the ripe age of 9 years old. Now, if you're going to become a professional athlete in any of the sports, I know that skiing's your favorite, but is that the one that you want to become a professional athlete in?
Yes, 100%.
100%. And what about motocross? We haven't really talked about that because you compete all over the world for motocross too, or all over the country, excuse me.
Yeah, Michigan, Illinois, sometimes Wisconsin.
Race at Red Bud every 4th of July.
Every 4th of July, I race at Red Bud, one of the biggest motocross tracks in the world.
Wow, is that a scary race?
They're really big jumps, like a couple of 60-footers that I clear.
Whoa!
50-footers.
When you're riding a Husqvarna 65 right now, you're riding 50s, just moved up.
Yeah, I used to be riding 50s, now I ride 65s.
And do you ever get scared when you're going into these competitions? Do you ever get a little bit nervous?
Well, for dirt biking, if you're not scared, you're not going fast enough. So.
Okay, if there's someone who's listening to this and they want to be like you, what piece of advice would you give them?
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Go faster.
Work out every single day. Train. That's all I do.
And it's working out for you really well.
The biggest stipulations for you to be homeschooled is you have to train 3 hours a day.
Yeah. One of the things that makes me homeschooled, my dad makes me train 3 hours a day every single day. So I gotta do that.
A minimum.
A minimum.
And if I don't want to play sports, I have to play music or study.
That's a good point. If I don't want to play sports, I have to do music or study, but I'm always in for sports, so.
Oh, I mean, music's a good alternative too. What's your favorite kind of music?
Rap.
And who's your favorite rapper?
Oh my gosh, why? Why? I don't want to say this. Obviously, Eminem.
Oh, that's what we like to hear. You've got good taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Eli, thank you so much.
Weird.
You can see yourself, huh?
Yeah, but it's going the opposite direction that I'm twisting it.
Oh, that's because it's reflected back to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity and everything to be on Vel TV. I really appreciate it.
Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us some good giggles, and sharing your insane regimen from the skiing to the motocross to the BMX to the jiu-jitsu.
Thank you. I would also want to give a little shout out to my sponsorships, Valiants over here. Dang it. No, it's up right there. And I also want to give another shout out to Ithaca.
And I wasn't ready for how wild your hair was when you took that hat off. Let's see that one more time. Well, Eli, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us, and thank you for sharing all of the cool things that you get to do.
Thank you. Bye.
Make sure that you follow along with Eli's incredible story by checking out Eli Rips on social media. That way you can see where he is and what he's up to. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned. A show we all know and love is Naked and Afraid, and we've got two of their fabulous contestants, Matt and Sarah, joining me. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Howdy, Maddie.
I'm good. How are you guys after the endeavor that you've just recently taken on?
Doing very well.
Yeah. Feeling great. Feeling savage.
Now, let's talk a little bit about what each of you do, because this season of Naked and Afraid is completely different than seasons that we've seen in the past. And now, Sarah, you have kind of a crazy life story just as is.
Yeah, I'm an off-grid homesteader. I'm a professional taxidermist. I vend at Renaissance fairs around the Pacific Northwest, and I do Naked and Afraid.
And you've completed a lot of your challenges. Now, you guys, this season is completely different because you could be eliminated. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, so this season is the first season that we've ever had a cash prize. So that right off the bat makes things very interesting. Second of all, for the first 21 days of this challenge, we are tied to our partners. So if they tap, we have to leave too. And that's never been done before.
Which makes the stakes that much higher and the drama that much higher, because if you're strapped to someone for 21 days, I feel like you get to the point of like almost insanity with that human being.
I mean, it depends on who you've got as a partner, but 100%.
Yeah, it definitely it adds a whole different aspect to it because now you're with that partner trying to survive, but you also know that at some point you have to beat your partner out or whoever else is left to be the last one standing.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, we got to hear what Sarah kind of does for her everyday life outside of Naked and Afraid. What do you do?
So I actually grew up in Colorado. That's where I embraced my inner savage side, is actually running through the mountains of Colorado. And when I'm not doing survival on the show, all crazy naked like, I actually teach survival. I'm a hunting guide, a fishing guide, and I'm also a professional knife maker for a lot of years now. And so when I'm not doing that, you just find me out in the mountains somewhere.
Now, what's it like to be naked and afraid on television where everyone can see everything that's going on?
To step out naked and afraid in a place you've never been before is going out the least prepared you could ever go. And immediately, you're kind of awkward around your partner being naked, but then immediately that goes away because every thorn, every bug, every element that you're encountering, you are now naked. And that's where the afraid part comes in.
That's what I would 100% imagine. And as I was preparing for this interview, we were talking about that off camera only because this has to be one of those things that completely changes your perspective of life. Now you can conquer anything.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives you a massive sense of accomplishment to know that you can survive with just the bare minimum. You can take that skill and you can pretty much translate it to anywhere that you are in the world.
I find it gives you a greater appreciation for everything in life. When you get back, you love deeper, you live life, to the fullest, and you appreciate every little thing from running water to, food to just those around you. And it makes you appreciate everything.
Now, what were some of the biggest challenges that you guys saw as you were doing the season of Naked and Afraid?
Whew. Matt, you want to take that one?
I would say some of the biggest challenges on this one is, being tied to your partner, but then also just now knowing that you're not there to survive and really, be with a group. You're there to survive, to be the last one standing. And the challenge of not knowing if your partner is going to try to sabotage you or if someone else is there to try to get one up on you. It adds a different aspect of the survival. There were still venomous snakes where there's no anti-venom for the world, in the world for those snakes. There's dangerous animals. There is a lot of things that could take you out, of everything. But now this time, it's also your partners.
Yeah, it's a completely different game psychologically, being that there is only going to be one person walking out at the end of this challenge.
And so you're strapped to that person for 21 days. You guys form this alliance, and then at the end of the 21 days, the alliance just disappears and you have to make it through.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like the Hunger Games in that regard. It is every person for themselves, but there are still, very human ties, which means that, yeah, it's going to be very dramatic. But for some people, I think that's even more draw to watch the whole season. And it's definitely going to be like nothing else that Naked and Afraid has done up until this point.
Oh, this is a first of its kind. And you're going to see some people's true colors come out, but you're also going to see some of the best in people. Because to go out there for $100,000, people are going to do something maybe they wouldn't do normally. And they might surprise themselves. They're going to definitely surprise everybody that watches. And so you're not going to want to miss just one moment of this, entire series, because it's going to be an epic challenge.
Now, if people are interested in watching The Last One Standing, Naked and Afraid, the newest season, where can they find it and when can they watch it?
Tune in Discovery Channel at 8 o'clock Eastern Time this Sunday and every Sunday after that. It's going to be epic.
Well, if you guys had to describe Naked and Afraid in 3 words that aren't naked and afraid, what would they be?
Ooh. Wild and chaotic?
Okay.
Yep. It's a, I would say something to the wild, crazy, and epic, maybe.
I like it. Well, thank you guys both so much for taking the time to chat with us. And thank you so much for putting yourself out there in this very entertaining yet kind of stressful way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank
It
you
was
so
good to
much
be
for having us.
good to be out there, and I appreciate having you.
Make sure that you check out Naked and Afraid this Sunday and every Sunday moving forward, because it's going to be a ton of fun to just see all of the chaos that's going on. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
This resort report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Thank you so much for tuning into your Saturday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here each and every weekend for you, so make sure that you continue to tune in. We've got another great show in store for you taking place tomorrow for your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. Now, I don't know about you, but I definitely had to go and follow Eli on Instagram because he is absolutely hilarious. We want to thank you again for tuning into this edition of Wasatch Weekends. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.